Good morning and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Katarzyna Walczyk-Matuszyk, and I would like to welcome you today at the info session dedicated to the widerAdvance facility and its services. In my presentation, I will give you a brief overview of what the facility is, what kind of services we offer, and why you should apply and how to apply effectively. So let me start by a brief introduction. First of all, widerAdvance facility is a European project financed by Horizon Europe under the widerA work program. We launched the project on the 1st of January 2025, and it is foreseen for 4 years, so it will be running until the end of 2028. Our main objective is to provide services, tailored and individual services for widening countries and outermost region, starting from standardization, IP, dissemination, exploitation, capacity building, in order to turn research results and also project results into real world impact. So widerAdvance facility is about valorization of knowledge. Now, you may ask why the facility is there as a new service offered and sponsored by the European Commission. So there are many studies showing that widening countries are facing a lot of barriers in regard to the valorization of knowledge and the commercialization process. Those are external, related to the legal provisions, the systems, the evaluation of research organization, but also many internal, like lack of capacity of the staff, or even lack of the capacity on the market to hire, also lack of internal regulation, and last but not least, lack of experience. And that is why facility is there, having under one umbrella all the services related to the valorization of knowledge. As a project, we are operating on a daily basis within the consortium. The consortium is quite big. As you see, there are 17 partners. The coordinator is the Institute of Fundamental Technological Research, Polish Academy of Sciences. Within the consortium, we have very experienced service providers like Meta Group, like Icons, like IT Trust, like Unico, who on a daily basis will be working with the organizations in widening countries and outermost region to support them in the valorization of their results. But we also have a very wide networks of local partners who are located in EU member states, associated countries, and outermost region, in order to reach out to relevant organizations and in order to support them in the application process, but also as well to share the knowledge on the valorization and the importance. For the widerAdvance facility, we have as well a distinguished advisory board consisting of external experts stemming from academia, but the people dealing with tech transfer, VCs, and also industry, who are advising us how to model the services and how to reach out effectively the organizations, but also how to shape the ecosystem. And now going directly to the facility. So the target group of the widerAdvance facility are organizations from widening countries and outermost regions, but those who were or are coordinators or partners in widening projects of Horizon 2020 or widerA projects in Horizon Europe. This is very important, so I would like to stress it once again. We are not targeting single projects as other services are, but we are targeting the level of organization. We want to make a change within the organization and provide the organization with many capacities which will make a change as well for the future. So what is very important is that an organization is applying as a legal entity. Then what is also important, the organization should bring to the facility key exploitable results, which are stemming from this Horizon 2020 or Horizon Europe project of the widening or widerA package respectively, and also the research teams who are responsible and who are owning those research results. As you know, within the Horizon Europe, this is a rule that widening widerA projects actually allowed to, even if they are CSA actions, they allow to some extent to finance research component. But in Horizon 2020, at the beginning in particular, it wasn't the case. So we allow to bring direct links, direct key exploitable research results and other results, but also those indirect to the facility. And last but not least, because the facility is for the entire organization, it is not only for research teams, but also for research managers and administrators, for tech transfer specialists, commercialization specialists, people dealing with impact and dealing with communication. So now let me elaborate a bit on the actions which are an entry point to the facility, a key which opens you the door to the individual services. So those are as follow: ERA chairs, ERA talents, excellence hubs, European Excellence Initiative, Hop on Facility, Pathways to Synergy, Steaming for Excellence, Phase 2, twinning for Western Balkans, widening ERA fellowships, and on top of these as well, cost innovation action. So if your organization was a coordinator of one of those or a partner in the consortium of one of those actions, it means that you are formally entitled to apply for the facility services and you can submit the application. Of course, the organization should be based as well in widening country, in one of the widening countries, or in one of the outermost region. So what are our targets? We want to support more than 100 organizations from widening countries and outermost regions. And we want to provide the individual services for more than 750 key exploitable results, which are linked to the widening actions I have mentioned. Then, what is quite important is that our target group are up to 1,000 individuals, both researchers, but also research managers, administrators, tech transfer specialists, and so on. And last but not least, we as well aim to increase recognition of the contribution of widening countries and outermost region to the European research and innovation area, and also to build the visibility of the organizations in the region. While talking about the services, so what are we offer? At the heart of our facility, so for you, there are the individual services in form of coaching, in form of tailored advisor and expert advice, which are always tailored to the nature of the key exploitable results you are applying with to the facility. Then we have as well online capacity building and awareness raising, which allows your team to raise the knowledge and experience. And last but not least, there will be also a set of many on-site events, which allows you to bring effective links with the ecosystem, who is, of course, a counterpart in the valorization process. All of this is underpinned by dissemination of success stories and building visibility. Let me now go into details while talking about the services. So in the portfolio of individual services, there are as follows: Dissemination Exploitation Academy, which is about to improve maturity of selected key exploitable results. So this will be meetings, individual meetings with experts who will advise you how to do in form of coaching, but also this will be like dedicated online and on-site workshops who will support you in making your research results and other results more advanced in regard to the technology readiness level or adoption readiness level. Then very important in the valorization is, of course, IP. So we offer you individual services which supports your intangible assets. And this will be specialized coaching. And our experts will guide you in how to do this properly. Sometimes the key exploitable results are very, let's say, mature and high in the TRL levels. So the product is almost there. Standardization is needed. So we also offer specialized advice and specialized coaching in form of the dedicated to the standardization. In order to do valorization, also the other parties needed. So the ecosystem, the partners, the industry, other, I don't know, hospitals, schools, or even the policymakers. So what we will also prepare you to match with third parties, offering you a pitching, individual pitching trainings, but also like individual plans with whom to deal. And last but not least, sometimes key exploitable results are not yet that mature and you need additional top-up funding to elaborate them further. So what will we offer? This is like a coaching on synergies. So which funding available in the region, usually structural funds for sure, is there for you and which you could use to make your results more mature or even to prepare for the commercialization. So this is the portfolio of individual services. Then we have those online capacity building services in forms of the webinars. The webinars will be dedicated to the topics related to the valorization as such, the policy, but also practical aspects on how to prepare IP strategy, how to understand the policy, and so on. The next events will start from October, so please follow our media, social media, or the website, which I will display at the end, and where you will find relevant information. But we also do on-site, and we will have more than 20 matchmaking events in the regions, so in the widening countries and outermost regions, where those who pass through individual services will have the opportunity to be on the stage and to present the results to the selected business and other partners or relevant stakeholders, and to start the collaboration. We aim as well to organize for study visits to the renowned research centers in selected widening countries or outermost region. So where your staff, so research managers, administrator, but maybe also hierarchy of the organization can have a look how the ecosystem is structured and how to make the valorization a part of an organization and working effectively. So what a single organization will receive from the facility. So you will get an individual plan, which will be a result on the coaching, expert advisory on how to effectively disseminate and exploit your research results and other results. Then you will also get practical indication with follow-up funding, which funds to use in the region and with whom to deal while applying for those funds, which will allow you to make your research results more advanced or to make them being as well applied. Then staff trained on dissemination exploitation, so the capacity will be there in-house. We will also support you in building sustainable links with industry, VCs, investors, and other relevant stakeholders who will be recipient of the research results and will allow and then actually enable the commercialization process. And last but not least, this is not only about fortune, this is also about fame. So what we will do, we will make you visible, we will make the organization visible, and we will also support them in the communication process. Here you have an individual service journey, a customer pathway. So how does it look like? How to get to the facility and how much time does it take? So first you need to apply. The application process, which I will explain you later, it's very simple. After the application, you are there on the list when fulfilling all the formal criteria. So once again, the organization should be from widening country or outermost region and the coordinator of a partner of one of the actions I have mentioned. Then when this is checked and you are on the ranking list, our experts will meet with you to discuss the key exploitable result you put it in the application form. So there will be a discussion over them, and then a service delivery plan will be prepared. This is a tailored plan, individual plan your organization will get. In the service plan, services will be pointed out which are assigned to you. So it might be the case if you are coming with the key exploitable results, which are early in the TRLs, that you will be advised actually to use, first of all, the academy, Dissemination Exploitation Academy. But if your results are more advanced, you will be also advised on the IP, on standardization. You will also go to the matchmaking to third parties training. So this is the portfolio of the services, and is always tailored individually upon the nature of key exploitable results. So after the deadline for the application, there is like month and a half or two before the individual services will be implemented. When you are ready with the individual services, then of course we will also organize having a critical mass of beneficiaries in the country matchmaking events to which you will be invited. You will be invited as well to attend study visits, and also you will have the access to the best practices. Now, how to participate? The facility is operating in open calls, as a form of an open call. The open call was launched on 28th of May 2025 and will be available until the end of September 2028. So all you need is to submit an online application. We have organized the call in form of cutoff dates. So every month there is a cutoff date, and after the cutoff date, the applications are being assessed, and the ranking list is prepared, and then individual meetings with our experts are there, and the experts discuss with you the key exploitable results you are bringing and are preparing for you those service delivery plans. And what is also important in the application, you not only have to put also researchers' names responsible for the key exploitable results, but also you have to put a contact to the research managers and administrators who are representing the organization. The next cutoff for application is actually at the end of October 2025. This is our second. The first one was by the end of July, and the third one will be the 31st of January 2026. So there is, I would say, quite enough time to apply. Okay, and once again, this is very important for you, I guess, who can apply a single organization. A single organization from widening country of outermost region. If you have some doubts, who are the widening countries or where are the outermost region, please go to our website. We have a special dedicated article on this. Just to sum up, these are the countries who are entitled to be coordinators of widening actions. So Central Eastern Europe, Baltic states, Balkan states, but also Greece, Cyprus, Malta, then Portugal, and outermost region of the European Union. This is like Canary Islands of Spain, Madeira and Azores of Portugal, then the French outermost region, including the Reunion Island. But there is also a big group of the associated widening countries, including like Armenia, Georgia, or Tunisia. Then who will receive support? Once again, this is for research team, research management, and administrators. So both will be entitled to participate in the individual services and those massive services and online services. Also, management of the organization is very much welcome. And now let me elaborate a bit on the key exploitable results which you are bringing to the facility. So naturally, you are associating those results usually with research results. And yes, this is the case. You can come to the facility with research results of the projects. You can come with a technology, regardless the readiness level, the technology readiness level. So we have research results, we have also like a technology, but also here are other results. Generally, could be like a methodology, policy recommendation, some other solutions. What is very important is that they should have a potential, that there should be an innovation or a technological scientific advancement, and they should have a potential for exploitation and dissemination. If you have doubts whether the results could be eligible or whether it has potential prior to the application, you can always contact us for the advice. We will be happy to reply and to support you within the application process. Now, elaborating further on the key exploitable results, I mentioned at the beginning of my presentation that they are direct key exploitable results and indirect key exploitable results. So the direct one are those directly financed, sponsored by a widening actions. So now, for example, within the twinning or teaming, there is a certain percentage of budget eligible to spend on research. And if you have find out something, there is a scientific advancement, a discovery, yes, this is a direct key exploitable result. But also you can have a kind of a standard or a methodology here. But then we allow also indirect key exploitable results because this research component in widening action is limited. So What is it? So those are which were created, for example, as a follow-up of the widening action. So widening action was there. You started some research, you opened new fields, and you continued naturally after they also qualify in the same thematic domain, of course. But it also could be like parallel to this widening action contributed to other parallel running projects in the same thematic domain, so you could bring it as well on board. What is very important, those research could be generated from the project sponsored by other financial sources. And priorities. Actually, as you know, widening actions are bottom up. We do not limit any actually thematic domain. If you have a look, this call is open for basically the same thematic domains as the clusters of the Pillar 2 of Horizon Europe are. So health, culture and inclusive society, civil security, digital and space, climate and mobility, food and environment. Because we have a limited budget and we need to as well optimize our resources, at this stage we will prioritize applications with the highest number of key exploitable results. So before applying, do a research in the organization and provide not maybe more than one, quite a few of the key exploitable results. And also we will prioritize here most mature key exploitable results, which will be assessed via this exploitation intention table. Additional criteria, we care a lot about geographical balance. So we want that the service will be implemented actually in the vast majority of widening countries and outermost region. That is why we ask you also to somehow make a strategic decision within the organization or within the region to apply at the same time. Then what is very important is as per cutoff, one application will be possible to be, let's say, eligible in terms of using the individual services. So again, it is very important that you apply as an entire organization and not as a single project or not as a single department. If you have one unique project in one of the department, contact your central project office or I don't know, a rector office to find out if there are some others who also were running widening projects, and you can go together. And if selected one, like your team, your department, naturally, it's a lower priority in next applications. Here is our website. Please go to the website. And here is the application form. So you can apply. It's very simple, actually. It's a register. I would call it even a registration. It has nothing to do with applying for a finance. It is just a simple form where you put your data, you put the widening projects you have as a reference point, and you put also the list of key exploitable results. Later on, during these initial meetings, we will elaborate with you face to face, online, I mean, but seeing each other, those results, and we will jointly make a decision which services are the most suitable for you. Now, a few pieces for advice how to prepare the application effectively. So I have already mentioned this. Map all the widening projects in your organization. You don't have to do it by your own, but for sure you have services like project offices who has this knowledge and can support you. Then, once again, the key point, the entry point to the facility are widening actions. They open you the door. It can be the case where you have running widening actions. So you have started widening projects 2 years ago and it's still operating. Yes, you are eligible. But it might be the case that you had that twinning at the beginning of Horizon 2020 and you are still eligible. So it is dedicated to ongoing but also closed projects. Key exploitable results reflect also for those which are indirectly linked as a follow-up or parallel. And very important, not only researchers, research managers as well. And last but not least, I would like to stress that we don't put a minimum number or maximum number of the key exploitable results you can apply to the facility. So you don't have to limit yourself if you have many. Now here you have our social media. So LinkedIn, it's very lively, and I encourage you to the LinkedIn, also the website and other social media like the Blue Sky, where you can find all the relevant information. At this stage, I would like to thank you very much for this very brief introduction I presented to you, and I will be happy to take any question you might have to the facility and services. My colleague will display a code to Slido now, so you can scan the code. Please scan the code, and later on, you can put your questions into the Slido. So I know that it might raise some doubts, but we'll be happy to reply to you to any of your questions. I must say that the first cutoff was quite successful. We have received more than 20 applications from more than 20 different organizations, which is more than we have actually scheduled. Because, as you know, for 4 years we want to serve more than 100 organizations. So already the first cutoff appeared to be quite successful, but now we are also investigating the first. After the initial meetings, we are investigating the key exploitable results jointly with the organizations, and the preparation of the individual service delivery plans will follow. So the services will be launched in October, and we will be happy as well to share with you the first insights from the services. But at this stage, I would like to very much encourage you to apply, because the next cutoff is the end of October. So it's really a fair chance for you to use the services. If you apply by the end of October, then the individual services should be available for you at the beginning of next year, so 2026. So this is a process you should take into consideration. Okay, we have a question. So the organization apply, not individual team. How to coordinate it in a big university? Thank you very much for this question. Yes, as I have mentioned several times, it is very important that we support organizations, not a single team. When you have one twinning, you are a big university in Central Europe with, I don't know, 10 widening projects in a portfolio. So you should contact your central project office, or even a rector responsible for those, let's say, valorization services, and make an effort to have a list to check which departments are interested in application for these services. And if there are more than one, not only your department, but more than one, there are like 2 or 3, you are eligible, of course, because you are applying as a single organization. And what is very important, I have mentioned, as you saw, this is not only for researchers, this is for research managers, tech transfer people, communication, also hierarchy of the organization. And they are covering not only usually one department, but the entire organization, because we want to make a sustainable change within the organization so that the organization will be able to implement as well best practices. And those best practices, standards, regulations will remain after the services as well done. Okay, I know it, and we are well aware that it might be challenging and it requires time, but as mentioned, we have foreseen 12 cutoffs, so there will be enough time as well for you to do it. So if an organization X apply and gets selected, it cannot apply or be chosen in next cutoff. As I have mentioned, we care for the geographical balance. And also, as I have mentioned, if you are selected, for example, in July call, unlikely possible you will be selected in the next cutoff. However, always this decision will be taken having a portfolio of other applications. So that is why it is important to harmonize the efforts within the organization. Now the third question is how to estimate that a project result is a curve, any advice. So, as I have mentioned, if you have any, let's say, research, scientific advancement, and with a potential to be exploited or disseminate, you see potential application of this. If you have a technology or you have a methodology that could be applied, or something that could be like a policy recommendation, this is a result. If you have doubt, as I have mentioned, this is a result or not, please contact us. We will support you in finding out if this is something you could bring to the facility. This is one issue. Also, during the application process, in the table I have mentioned, there is no upper limit. There is no upper limit for the number of cars. So you can as well put, even if you have doubts, you can put, because all it will be verified during the initial meeting. In the case of ERA fellowships, can you submit cars even if the researcher doesn't work in our institution anymore? Organizations are applying. So yes, you can apply. We will help you as well, because there is also an IP advisory within the project, so we can help you as well with the IP advisory on that matter, if it's the case. But what is important, not individuals are applying, but organizations as legal entities are applying. So here is the case. Okay, thank you. Do we have any further questions? Because I don't see on the screen. We had 4 already. Do you cover the cost of those study visits and other activities? Well, in regard to the study visits, we organize those visits in those centers of excellence, and we cover the cost related to the visit. So the center of excellence is reimbursed for the efforts. Logistics at place is covered, but the cost of travel and accommodations these are your costs. So you should have the budget for this, but the European projects also allow such possibility. And similarly with the matchmaking events, we have enough budget dedicated to organize matchmaking events on site, but the cost of coming to the to those events are the cost on your side. And of course, we prepare you to those events. In particular, matchmaking events is, if you pass through the individual services, you have a result which could be pitched, or for which you need a collaboration. You will be very well prepared by us. In case of SME, would it be an advantage for a consortia of SMEs to address wider care coverage? I'm not sure if I understood this question properly. It is coming from Kaspars. Because we are not limiting our services, let's say, to research organizations only. In projects like excellence hubs, there is naturally a business component there, the industry component. So also an SME who is a legal entity and was a partner in such an action can apply and can use the services. Of course. It is important that, this is, but usually when we are talking about widening actions, the vast majority are, of course, research institutions, but we are well aware that there are also other legal entities like companies who are research-driven or technology-driven, and they are also eligible to apply for the services of the facility. Following with the questions related to the care concept, we have a technology that we have a methodology that needs to be fine-tuned. Can the offered service help us with this? So this is a very general question. Of course, I think you can apply, but then during the individual meeting with our expert, knowing further details, what is it about, where Do you need it? The reply could be given. What is very important, I would like to stress, we do not support, we do not provide like researcher, like scientific support to advance the research. We provide the support related to dissemination, exploitation, standardization, IP, finding, let's say, matching with third parties. So all this support measures, support knowledge, which should streamline, let's say, your research or advance your research into the valorization process. I hope I replied to this question. Are ERC grantees from widening countries eligible? So I guess you are talking about individual people. So as I have mentioned again, this is for organizations. So for the legal entities, we do not support individuals as such. So the organization has to apply to be granted with individual services. Are there any further questions? Maybe I will also mention here, while there is an ERC question, that actually, as for now, like the key to the facility are those widening actions. But we have foreseen 12 cutoffs, and we have foreseen as well the possibility to modify the, let's say, the criteria upon the observations we are making after the first cutoffs. So it might be the case that the key to the facility will be also open to other Horizon 2020, Horizon Europe coordinators from widening countries and outermost regions. Coordinators, I'm talking about organizations. But this will be decided a bit later. Okay, how this academy looks like in the practice. How long does it last? So first, as I have mentioned, it is very important to specify if you need the academy, because not everyone, not every key exploitable results, not every organization will need the academy. Maybe you will come with very advanced results or a technology already, which is just to be there for IP for standardization or for matching to third parties. But if it will be decided that you need the academy, then you have their individual coaching of 8 hours provided by external experts, which we will assign, we will matchmake with you, very experienced experts, also having experience in the thematic domain you are representing, so they will understand as well the specificity of the domain in which the key exploitable results are operating. And then there will be workshops. When an online workshop, but also our intention here is to organize for you an on-site workshop. If there will be enough key exploitable results provided by an organization and enrolled in the facility, then it could be an online workshop specifically for your organization. So this on-site workshop means that both senior and junior experts will come there to you and will meet you face to face, and will also train, will also provide you with extensive knowledge, and will also verify your case studies. So this is the case. Of course, we will try to adapt with you the dates for the workshops, like the online and the on-site. This is quite important, that the flexibility as well here. But we want to as well provide it in a let's say I cannot say it now how long it specifically will last in the, let's say, from when the process of the academy will start in end, because we will launch first academies in October, and basing on this, we will provide you the exact reply. But I guess 2 months could be feasible. Of course, if the dates for an online on-site workshop will 2-3 months, within 2-3 months, will be in line with everyone. Who decides what do we need and who are the experts? Okay, so after you apply, you will be contacted by an experts, and for this part within our project, this is Meta Group responsible, an Italian partner. So they are meeting with you and having extensive discussions about the key exploitable results. And then, while seeing the nature of the results, their advancement in technology readiness, if there is a technology or adoption readiness level, because what is also very important, we care here about the adoption readiness level. Then you will get an individual service delivery plan. And within this plan, the portfolio of individual services will be specified. Who are the experts? These are within our project. There are more than 200 experts, and they are stemming from either consortium partners, so those very experienced service providers, or they collaborate with the consortium partners, have been collaborating for a long time. What is very important in regard to the experts, I would like to stress that we require from the side of the expert experience, proved experience in the field of the dissemination exploitation, and also like understanding of the thematic domains, experience in certain thematic domains. This is one issue, and the other issue is that the whole process has already started in regard to the preparation of the experts. So there was a meeting, a training, internal training for the experts, where they were trained about the facility, about our KPIs, expectations, but also about it was a very detailed training about each of the individual service they will provide to you, so they know what to do. And this is one issue. And the other point, that the services are standardized. So they are standardized according to the procedures, according to the manuals, so we can assure quality throughout the facility, and we can ensure that the same quality will be delivered to all the beneficiaries of the facility. Okay, let's go further if we have any further questions. Do we, or this is all we have? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, last chance for a question.
Actually, we have one. If I am not selected in a cutoff that I applied, is my chance to participate gone?
Once again, could you repeat, please? Because I haven't. There is one. If I'm not selected in a cutoff applied, is my chance to participate? No. Even I would like to stress that. Okay, we have a certain resources, so we cannot grant it all the applications with individual services and the services during one cutoff. We have to select. We have to prioritize. This is a better word. But if you have applied, your application is not gone. It's on the reserve list, because it may be selected during the second cutoff and you don't have to apply again. We keep your application. However, if you have the right to apply again and to enrich your application, because it might be the case you will have an additional key exploitable results you would like to put in the application. So I'm stressing that your chances are not gone. You are on the reserve list, but you have also the right at any later stage to submit the new application, but inform us about this. So our intention is really to support more than 100 organizations, more than 750 key results, and more than 1,000 people. So those are ambitious numbers, and this is in our interest to support as many as possible. I don't know, Marika, if we have any further questions, or this was the last one. Is Georgia eligible? Yes. Georgia is a widening associated country, so it's eligible. So if any of your organization was a coordinator or a partner in widening projects, you are eligible and you can submit an application.
I don't have any more questions right now.
Okay. If there are no further questions, I don't know, maybe someone is asking a question on LinkedIn because it happened in the last session. If not,
no, we are
no,
clear
if
here.
not, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this, for your presence, for this fruitful discussion we had. I hope it was interesting for you. We very much encourage you to apply to the facility. It's really a simple process. Go to our website, go to follow our social media. We will provide you with many information. We are there for you in the events. Also, the regional partners in the countries are contact points for the facility for you. So, should you have any questions, have a look on our website whom to contact in your country or your region so that you can get a more extensive, let's say, information or individual even appointment related to the facility. And last but not least, I would like to also use the opportunity to invite you to follow online if you are not there in person, to follow online the Research and Innovation Days, which will take place on the 16th and 17th September in Brussels. So next week, facility will be there. It will be presented. It will be also a booth. So happy to meet you there in person and to have a discussion on the facility there as well. Once again, thank you very much and apply.